Hello ladies and gentlemen, bonjour mesdames et messieurs. My name is Brian Ferguson, Planning Director for the AMP Society, a not-for-profit organization. I am speaking to you today from the site of the future Atlantic Memorial Park at the entrance to Sydney Harbour in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. The Atlantic Memorial Park will provide Canadians with an educational experience unlike any other. Our mission is to create a seaside journey of remembrance that brings Canada's military history home. This project will result in the creation of an iconic national treasure that will attract thousands of visitors, young and old alike, to experience a unique combination of features. These include a feature monument facing across the Atlantic towards Vimy Ridge, replicas and educational displays of Canadian overseas military memorials from Ypres to Afghanistan, a replica World War I battlefield, a modern visitor education center, a family playground around a large pond and in front of a beautiful ocean beach, a First Nations replica encampment, and the restoration of a historic World War II fortification known as the Chapel Point Battery. The trek through military history to be created on the site will afford an exceptional educational experience for Canadians and foreign tourists.
We're soaring towards the site of the proposed Atlantic Memorial Park. It consists of 120 acres of prime land at the entrance to Sydney Harbour. This will offer visitors a unique commemorative experience with a combination of features not available elsewhere. We're viewing the command post of the Chapel Point Battery, which was one of the key military fortifications around Sydney Harbour. The restoration of this site, which is a designated historic place, will include gun emplacements, searchlights, a powerhouse, and underground magazines which visitors can explore. Sloping gently downward from the Chapel Point Battery fortifications is the large Neil's Woods area. This will be interspersed with walking trails and be the site of an authentic First Nations replica encampment. An annual Veterans Powwow will be held on this site. The beautiful sandy beach below is a remarkable feature of the park. It stretches for approximately 1 mile and sits in front of the large Edwards Pond, around which a family playground and park will be created. This area will provide a unique opportunity for family relaxation and fun times. A spectacular view of the harbour will be visible from the prominent headland below. This will be the site of a feature commemorative monument facing towards Vimy and visible from the many cruise ships and ferries using the harbour. A visitor centre, monuments and displays educating sightseers about Canada's heroic wartime past will be located here as well. The rich military history of the Sydney Harbour area will be on display at this site. The sheer size and beauty of the Atlantic Memorial Park will attract tourists and other visitors to learn about Canada's wartime contributions in defence of freedom and democracy. This also highlights the history of Sydney Harbour, so aptly described as the guardian of the Gulf by historians Tennyson and Sarty in their book Sydney, Cape Breton and the Atlantic Wars.
This unique national site will educate visitors about the sacrifices and accomplishments of Canada's military. Unfortunately, because of distance and cost, few Canadians are able to visit the overseas memorials that have been erected on the battlegrounds where 115,000 young heroic Canadians made the ultimate sacrifice. This site will commemorate the role of veterans in defense of freedom and democracy, Canada's role in peacekeeping, the sacrifices and contributions on the home front, and the important contributions of Canada's First Nations. The park will offer them reconciliation through recognition. The park will not glorify war nor shy away from its tragedies. The prominent educational materials at this park will reinforce the message of never again. We require an influx of $75,000 to augment the funding from government agencies. Please contribute to this exciting commemorative opportunity by visiting our website at ampheroes.ca. Thank you. Merci.